Duckside here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're talking about Tower Fantasy. Tower Fantasy has announced some huge news. Actually massive in my opinion. So before we get to that, I just wanted to quickly tell you that I used to play Tower Fantasy and I played at the time when the game launched. Played for a few months. And that's when all the bugs and glitches and people losing stuff in their accounts and power creep and lack of content and people skipping dungeons and all that stuff. That's when I was playing and I stopped. But I'm still a huge fan of Tower Fantasy, and maybe one day I'll come back and get into it. But apparently they're gonna revamp the entire game and start over or do a new reboot or remake. And they had a thread up on Reddit, and apparently it's pretty big news because there are a few other creators also talking about this subject. And I don't know if you guys remember, but years ago, of course, Final Fantasy XIV, when it first launched, it was a disaster. It was a horrible nightmare of a game. Didn't do well. It sucked. They basically was gonna trash it. And then that's when Yoshi P stepped in and did the whole reboot. Same game, Final Fantasy XIV. Just rebooted the game, changed stuff around. And at that time, it was named Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn. And as we all well know, from then until now, 2023, Final Fantasy XIV Online is a powerhouse because they did a reboot from the original game that was released. So I'm hoping when Tower Fantasy does their reboot or their remake or whatever, I don't know what they want to call it, I'm hoping that they have the same success as Final Fantasy did. Because Tower Fantasy actually is an amazing game. It just went through a lot of drama and hardship. And you want your player base to be happy. You want your player base to enjoy themselves when they check out your game or your product. You don't want people to be upset. And right now, Tower Fantasy is kind of like borderline fun. Like, some people are still playing it, and a lot of people left. Some people are just playing it, but they still don't like the game, but they're playing it because they just it's their type of genre, their type of game. Anyway, I want to get into show you the thread for Reddit, and we can check it out. And let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think? Do you think Tower Fantasy deserves a reboot, or do you think it's fine in the state that it's in? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe for more future content like this. It'll help the growth of this channel. And with that being said, let's check out the Reddit forum. And it says, this is like a day old, so I'm a little bit late, but you can go online and check it out for yourself. r/gotchagaming on reddit.com. Hosted by Ustock Pilot 7277. Tower Fantasy is doing a large-scale game reboot, possibly a relaunch. On November 23rd, Tower Fantasy official Billy made a post about remaking the game from the start. They put Tower Fantasy 2 with a question mark. And they also made a survey for all players to gather opinions about what players wanted to change. So if you want your voice heard or your opinions read or noticed, find your way over to the survey, which is on Billy. They'll probably have it somewhere else, but right now it's on Billy. And if you could join the survey and it's speak your mind, let people know what you want done in the reboot. So it says here, co-creation retrospective plan questionnaire collection to question the planning, understand planning, go beyond planning. Fantasy is about to start again. Go back and rebuild the tower. Also keep in mind this was translated from Chinese, so it may sound a little different. The co-creation retrospective plan will officially launch from November 23rd to December 7th. Come fill in the questionnaire and give your Ball's Head list. We look forward to passionate feedback from every pioneer. Jump directly to fill in the questionnaire, and here's the link, as you can see. All right, so I guess that's it. And then they're asking you, they would love to see your thoughts on what changes you think they should implement. See, someone else also said what I just said. If the reboot is as huge as Final Fantasy 14 and Realm Reborn, I might give it a chance. There's various different comments here you can check out for yourself. Did they completely torch the old Final Fantasy 14 and build everything from the ground up? I'm not sure Tower Fantasy has that level of commitment. Wow. Sometimes Reddit, they can keep it real with their comments. Some people actually say Reddit is a little toxic, but that's just what I've heard. I have no opinion. I really don't use Reddit. They can keep the map. I'm not sure Tower Fantasy has a level of commitment. True, I don't think the devs with this kind of determination laugh out loud. I mean, look at Final Fantasy 14. I'm not trying to be Icopian, but Yoshi P managed to make Reborn Final Fantasy 14 from scratch while fix some problems and keep giving updates in Final Fantasy 14 Vanilla before he decided to shut it down. Yeah, so a lot of people are hoping that Tower Fantasy has the same success as Final Fantasy 14. I'm kind of partial with this because half of me is like, really, honestly, whatever. You know, I'll see it, then I'll believe it. But then another half of me is like, kind of excited because if they do this correctly, Tower Fantasy could be an amazing game. Could be even a better experience than it initially was supposed to be. I'm just curious how many people are still playing Tower Fantasy. Let me know in the comments below if you're still playing. As you can see here, there's a lot of various different comments about the decision of the reboot. They even comparing the reboot of Tower Fantasy to Bless Online. We all know the nightmare of Bless, the whole Bless IP. We're not even going to get into that. And that's another problem with some of these games. They're so hungry for money. You know, I understand you have to make your money back for making the game. Making a game is not cheap. But it's like the way you go about it is what impresses the community. And when I used to play Tower Fantasy, there was banners everywhere. It's like, you know, basically saying, give me your money, you know. That's just my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, guys, if you want, you can check the thread out yourself. It's up on Reddit. So, again, Tower Fantasy is doing a large-scale game reboot. This could be huge. This could be exciting, you know. This could be hype. Or it could be a flop. They could remake it, and it could be worse than it already is. We'll have to just wait and see. I really wish them the best of luck. I would love to get back into Tower Fantasy, add it to my my gaming library. But until then, I don't know. Before this thread, I was thinking about revisiting Tower Fantasy, but I'm a little hesitant, a little scared. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this reboot. And I didn't want to make the video too long. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.